Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Writers Not Writing Show. I'm your humble host, Brian Dunn, and this is the show that seeks to answer the question, why am I not writing as much as I should be writing? And the reason that I am in full regalia here, well, I guess not full regalia, but the reason I have this on is because, yes, it is Halloween time. And this is the Halloween costume that I wear every year now. Let me give you the backstory. First of all, Halloween night was last night. We went out trick-or-treating. So, for those of you who don't know, by the way, this is a Merida the Brave wig. So, for those of you who know the whole princess thing, and Merida is the Scottish arrow slinging princess, who's a very rough and tumble. And so I don't know how long ago it was now, maybe 3 years, 4 years, perhaps. Brave was playing kind of like on a loop in my house. My daughter just loved the movie Brave, and so we saw it nonstop. And so that year, she wanted to be Brave for Halloween, and we got her the whole dress, the whole costume. This was part of it. And so we went out trick-or-treating that year. And unfortunately, sometimes in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, it's still pretty hot come Halloween time. There's not that crisp fall air. It's actually quite hot, sometimes triple digits. In Halloween's past, it has been. It wasn't that way last night, but this particular year, she wore the Merida thing, and she had the bow and arrow, and she was dragging that along with her and her bag of candy and everything. And she got so hot, she had to take the wig off. She just couldn't do it. So she took it off, and she said, "Hey, Dad, why don't you wear the wig? That would look funny." And so I did. So I donned the wig, and this is what it was. And let me tell you, it felt fantastic to have hair again. It did, even though it wasn't my hair, even though it was this gaudy wig. I mean, I can't really see the color of it because it doesn't really fall in my eyes, but very nice to have it. Felt pretty good on the head there. Now, I never had my hair, like this full and thick when I actually had hair. It was actually pretty straight and fine. The longest I ever got it was I grew it out in college, and for some reason, and I don't know why a college person would do this, but I wore it in sort of a Pat Riley, like slicked back, like combed like straight back, slicked back, kind of shiny look, like all through college and even beyond. I have no idea why I did that. The longest I ever got, if I took the bangs and I pulled them down, I could like get them down to about my chin area. But I slicked them back is what I did. That was my style. And then one day it was gone. So I miss it. I miss it. And put on the wig 3 years ago or so, and she thought it was hilarious. So it's been a running joke in my house, and that's why I've got the Merida wig. Now, not everybody knows that it is the Merida wig. That's one problem with it. I don't have the full costume. I just went out in T-shirt and jeans and was walking around. And with the wig, I got things like, "Hey, Sammy Hagar, Red Rocker. Hey, how you doing?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay. I guess maybe I could see that." I got one. "Hey, Carrot Top." Yeah. Okay, I mean, obviously I don't have the muscle mass to pull off the Carrot Top look, but okay, I'll grant you Carrot Top. But the one I got that I just really wasn't sure about was, I was asked, "Hey, are you one of the Wayne's World guys?" And I thought, neither one of those guys looks at all like how I look. So I said, "Yeah, whatever, man." I was like, "Yeah, okay, if you want to think that," and just kept moving. So nobody really identified me as Merida, but yet I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it just the same. So yes, it was Halloween night last night. Went trick-or-treating, had a lot of fun. My daughter got a lot of candy. I kept dipping into the bag. She would have me carry the bag, which is a mistake to have me carry the bag because I'm going to take like a bag carrier's fee, and that's going to be in the form of usually Butterfingers or Kit Kats. And so that's what I did. But since it is Halloween time, thankfully it was a little cooler last night than in years past. That's a blessing for sure. But since it's Halloween time and that conjures up scary ideas and thoughts, I figured I would present to you my list of the top, I don't know why I'm doing this, the top 5 scariest things about being a writer. Okay, number one, deadlines. Deadlines are a scary, scary thing when you're a writer. We all have this idea that what we want to throw out there is going to be a perfect expression of ourselves and our personality, and that what we create is unique and amazing, and we don't want to just throw it out there 90% of the way finished or 95%. We want it to be absolutely perfect, and deadlines absolutely prevent that from happening. But here's the thing. This is the way I think about deadlines. It forces you to actually produce something and get it done and get it out. But yes, they can be terrifying when you have a deadline for something that you are woefully behind. But you know what? You got to kind of use that to your advantage and try to figure out how to get the job done and push through, and that's always gratifying. Or you can just ignore them. I've done that too, but ignore them at your own peril. Okay, number 2, drugs and alcohol. I don't know why, but this seems to be a big deal with writers. A lot of writers have had drug and alcohol issues in their past. I don't know if it's because we're so insular in our work. It just basically requires just you kind of sitting down. You create this world. You kind of live in this fantasy kind of headspace, and maybe you don't have that type of interaction with normal human beings all day, and then when you're kind of left to your own devices, it can turn ugly. It can turn ugly fast. Let's be honest. I mean, Stephen King. I think I heard the story that when he was writing, what was it? Maybe Misery, perhaps, or I don't know, one of his crazy novels, that he actually finished it. And then he kind of looked at the thing and read it and didn't remember writing it. That's how much drugs he was using at the time and how much alcohol he was consuming. Didn't even remember this work that he had created. That's nuts. So yes, drugs and alcohol. There's always the danger of descending into that personal madness. So my advice, kids, don't do it. Let's see, what else? Oh, yeah, the old fear, the old scare of maybe I'll never be published, right? Wow. Publishing's a big deal. Like, you want to be published. You want to be published because that says someone has vouched for me. That means somebody besides you thinks you are good, and somebody besides your near family and your friends have actually said, listen, I think you're good at what you do. I like your writing. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to vouch for you. Writers need that, right? And so if you haven't had that, it's pretty freaky, right? Because you're kind of wondering, am I self-deluded here? Do I really have the chops? Maybe I'm really terrible. I just don't know. I don't know until somebody else says, yes, you are good. That's what publishing does. So, huge fear. I think that, was it Franz Kafka who never got published until he died? It was all just posthumously. No, I don't think that's true. Is that true? I don't know. I bet somebody has, though. I bet somebody died without being published. I do know that Vincent van Gogh never sold a work of art until he died. I also heard that he gave one to his mother, an original Van Gogh, and she threw it in the trash. Gah! Not even his mother wanted his stuff when he was alive. That's crazy. But that brings up number 3. Maybe you only become a successful writer after you die. Holy cow! You put in all that work, and you get none of the rewards while you're alive. But then you're dead, and people are like, oh my God, he's such a genius, this guy, or this woman. Wow, this is amazing. I love this stuff. Let's read all of it. Let's make it into movies. Let's do this and do that with it. And you're not around. You don't have any of the accolades. You don't have any of the kudos. It's just you did it for your estate, basically. That's got to be incredibly frustrating. I know Philip K. Dick. I know that the science fiction writer. I mean, he certainly published things during his time, and published novels, and a lot of people liked his stuff, and he was aware that he was having a certain level of success. But oh my gosh, it's like after he died, then suddenly Hollywood is like, wow, this guy is an incredible futuristic thinker, and he created these worlds. Let's all make movies from all of his stuff. And I bet that old Philip K. Dick would have liked to have been able to purchase a little movie ticket and go sit down and see his work on the big screen, But I don't think he ever got that chance. So that's another scary thing about being a writer. Let's see, another scary thing. I think this is number 3, descending into a personal hell of drug and alcohol abuse. Wow. Seems like it happens to a lot of writers. I don't know why. Like, for some reason, writing and alcoholism kind of tend to go together. A lot of writers have had that problem. I don't have to go down the list. You guys know. And then even people like Stephen King with the drug thing. I remember reading that after he finished one of his big novels, one of those big, thick novels that takes forever to read, that he had done so much in the way of drugs during the writing of that he finished it, and then he was like kind of looking it over and reading it through and didn't even remember having written the stuff. Wow. First of all, that's pretty crazy that you can be such a good storyteller that you can actually write while under the influence of drugs, I think, and have it be coherent and cohesive and make some sort of sense. But to not remember it at the end, and then like to be so whacked out that you're like, I don't even recall. When did I create that character? It's pretty nuts. So drugs and alcohol, it seems to go with the writing gig. My advice, just don't do any of that stuff. That's for you kids out there. Other scary things, let's see. Writer's block is a scary thing, but I don't believe in writer's block. I don't get it. You shouldn't get it either. Ha! Just eliminate that thought from your head altogether. Don't even give it a name. Don't even let it hover over there. And don't give it any power by even thinking that it's something. It's not. It's not. You're in control. Be mentally strong and write every day, and you'll be in good shape. So those are some scary things about being a writer. Also, I guess another scary thing is, we don't, as writers, we kind of, I don't know, it seems like our job is like always kind of tenuous, our place in the working world. We don't have any like special access to anything that anybody else doesn't have. You know what I mean? Like everybody has all the words, right? They may not know all the words, but everybody has access to the words. It's not some trade secret like, oh, you're a writer, you get this little secret dictionary of words, right? You can use these and nobody else knows about them. No. Like what we do is we pull stuff out of the same ether that is kind of available to anybody, So I think there's some times where we sit back and we think, God, it kind of seems like I might be cheating a little bit. It seems like I'm kind of getting something for nothing, but it's not, because we do things with those words that other people don't, right? And that makes us valuable. But sometimes it seems a little weird when we're doing it. It's like, why can't everybody do this? Well, thankfully they can't. So that certainly works to our advantage as writers, and we should be very happy that not everybody can do that. So those are the scary things. But I hope that you can assuage any fears that you might have, and write what you want to write the way you want to write it, and get it out there. And so that's my advice. Just write, people. Okay, that's it for the show. Special Halloween edition. I've got the hair. Looking forward to making some more stuff for you guys. If you like the show, go ahead and subscribe or like this video. Do whatever you want. And remember, if you can't write something, then do something else cool instead. I just came up with that. Should that be the tagline? I don't know. We'll see how it lands. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. See you later.